This Week in Gaming with Naomi Kyle.
Hello everyone, I'm Naomi Kyle and welcome back to This Week in Gaming. This week we're catching up on the new Lara Croft, Nintendo stock takes a dive, and Warhammer wages war on AI. We've got all of this week's gaming news, so let's get started. Warhammer is waging battle against generative AI. Games Workshop, the creators and owners of the Warhammer franchise, are not so eager to adopt the new technology and are even going so far as banning the use of generative AI with the Warhammer IP outright. The company's CEO, Kevin Roundtree, addressed the issue of AI head-on, saying, "We do have a few senior managers that are experts on AI, but none are that excited about it yet. We have agreed on an internal policy to guide us all, which is currently very cautious. Ergo, we do not allow AI-generated content or AI to be used in our design processes or its unauthorized use outside of Games Workshop, including in any of our competitions. We also have to monitor and protect ourselves from a data compliance, security, and governance perspective. The AI or machine learning engines seem to be automatically included in our phones or laptops, whether we like it or not. We will be maintaining a strong commitment to protect our intellectual property and respect our human creators. In the period reported, we continued to invest in our Warhammer studio, hiring more creatives in multiple disciplines, from concepting and art to writing and sculpting. Talented and passionate individuals that make Warhammer the rich, evocative IP that our hobbyists and we all love." The price of shares in Nintendo globally is taking a significant turn for the worse. After hitting a record high of almost $25 a share in the US market and 15,000 yen per share in the Japanese market back in August of 2025, the price of Nintendo stock is currently down by more than 33%. Experts speculate that the cause for the stark decline is due to a combination of factors plaguing Nintendo and other giants within the video game industry. Analysts suspect that one of, if not the most obvious factor at play here, is the rising price of hardware costs for computer components due to the compounding effects of international tariffs and heightened interest in AI computing. Nintendo has also experienced reduced interest from consumers in the Nintendo Switch 2 console post-launch and into the holiday season, where naturally they would have expected more sales. The decline in the general public's interest in the Switch 2 could be primarily due to Nintendo's sparse catalog of first-party Switch 2 titles, with there currently being just 4 first-party titles exclusive to the Switch 2 platform. But they may turn things around just yet. 2026 is looking to be a very promising year for Nintendo. They have scheduled a long list of first-party titles like Mario Tennis, Pokemon Pokopia, Yoshi, and the mysterious book and Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, all of which are slated to come out this year. Lara Croft is making her comeback into the mainstream. At the Game Awards, we learned that 2 new Tomb Raider games are in the works. One, an all-original story, and the other a remake of the original Tomb Raider game. And if that isn't enough Tomb Raider for you, Amazon Prime Video announced that they are working on a Tomb Raider TV series starring the Game of Thrones talent Sophie Turner as Lara Croft. Earlier in the week, Amazon Prime Video posted a picture of Sophie Turner on social media in full Tomb Raider regalia. From her braided ponytail to her iconic dual pistol thigh holsters, her costume is tailored faithfully to complement Lara Croft's design from the original games. As of yet, there is no release date for when the show is set to air, but given the strong support we are seeing for this beloved video game hero, there is no doubt in my mind that we are in for something special. The MMORPG New World Aeternum is beginning the process of shutting down. In a post made by Amazon Games, they made an announcement that they will be moving away from massive multiplayer online games. And in doing so, they will be retiring servers for New World on January 31st, 2027. Today, the game has already been delisted from digital storefronts, and players will no longer be able to purchase in-game currency as of July 20th, 2026. Unfortunately, I have additional news to share concerning another online game that has met its untimely end. After its launch nearly 7 years ago, EA pulled the plug on their online action RPG, Anthem. Anthem sold just over 5 million copies in its lifetime, which isn't bad by any stretch, but the game simply was not putting up the numbers that EA had hoped for. Despite underselling, Anthem had a dedicated core player base, whom upon hearing the news suited up one last time to bid farewell to their fellow freelancers in Fort Tarsis. Anthem's last day online saw a fair bit of action. There were seasoned players jumping and emoting around the launch bay, while other players ran as many missions as they possibly could before the game's end. Then on January 12th at approximately 10:03 a.m. Pacific time, Anthem servers had officially shut down, bringing to an end 7 years worth of gaming, leaving fans with only their memories.
Quest complete.
So that's the news for this week. It's now time to chat with our guest. Danny Peña is back and joins us to chat about Nintendo's recent stock drop, our thoughts on the new live-action Lara Croft, and Anthem closes its doors for good.
Select game mode. Multiplayer.
Danny, welcome back to Games Out This Week 2026. It's so good to have you back on the show.
Yeah, it's been a couple of months, but I'm back. I'm ready to talk about games. Let's do this.
Oh my gosh. And do we have some good news this week? Some good and some not so good news. At least for Nintendo, it's not so good. Their stock plummeted 33%. Total surprise. Was not expecting this from Nintendo, but I'm assuming it's related to the RAM cost of things, the parts and the tariffs that's going on around in the industry. It's affecting everything. And so that's the general consensus that, Nintendo is facing hardship because of that. Where do you feel Nintendo's at these days? Like looking at this, looking at how the Switch 2 has done overall since its launch, what are your thoughts?
Well, a couple of things. One, I think this is not bad for the gamers. I think this will benefit us the future, more for the consumers, because right now it's the investors that they don't have no confidence right now with Nintendo, with all the changes, with the tariffs, the prices, and plus comparing to the sales of the original Switch, it's not as high as the previous one, right? So a couple of things too. We haven't seen anything big when it comes to like big announcements from Nintendo. I remember when the first Switch came out, every month there was like an exclusive, either a game that only was made for the Switch or a port that was they worked on from the Wii U to the Switch, and there was always content coming up. I don't see that with this at all. I know there's been games that's been coming out the past couple months here and there, but like major titles, we haven't seen that. And the reason why I said that this is going to be good for the gamers is now, because of this, now it's going to change the plans of Nintendo. So now we're probably going to get to see a game that's going to get announced much sooner than before, just to build up that confidence for investors, So that's what I see. We'll see what happens, but I know the next couple of months is going to be very interesting seeing this from Nintendo, all these changes and everything. So.
Yeah, that's the other thing I put into my show this week talking about this news was that there is a lack of first-party games on the Switch too. In particular, what are your expectations for new games 2026? Or the lineup that we see right now, is it big enough? Is there something perhaps that they have under their sleeve? And what do you think that might be?
I think the new Pokemon game, maybe it's going to help a bit, but the majority of people are not into Pokemon. They need to see more than just that, So I think it's going to pressure Nintendo to make some changes and announce something new. Now, is it a game that's going to come out sooner? No, I can see where they probably announce something, get everybody hyped up, get the investors happy, but it might come out like maybe like 2 years, 3 years from now, that type of thing. But you never know. Maybe we'll get to see Nintendo releasing more content in the future because of that. Maybe, hopefully, some price drop. That's going to be kind of hard with all the tariffs and everything that's happening around the world.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens, but.
In my looking ahead show where I talk about like, here's what I'm looking ahead and predictions that I might have for 2026. I put in a prediction there that perhaps Nintendo will announce Luigi's Mansion 4.
Ooh, you know what?
Do you think that might be likely?
I posted that actually a couple of days ago on social media where I think it was the Game Awards asked, hey, what's the next game that you would like to see from Nintendo? I think Luigi Mansion would be perfect because one, the new Mario movie is coming out very, very soon in a couple months, right? Mm-hmm. So just keep it up with the content when it comes to like Mario, because Mario is like one of the biggest IPs out there. Right? So that's going to help to get more people maybe get excited about Nintendo, buy a Nintendo product because of it. So Luigi Mansion is the perfect one. I think that's perfect. I agree. I totally agree with that.
And in terms of like timeline too, like they've probably been working on it behind the scenes for a little bit now, so it's possible. Holding out hope.
The last game was in 2019. The last Luigi Mansion.
That's
game.
right. So I feel like time-wise, it would make sense
Perfect
about this time for it to be released. Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We'll see. Yeah. All right, we'll be right back with more news. Let's get quickly to Games Out this week.
Games out this week.
Starting on January 19th, Ghost Cam snaps a pic on PC and MetaQuest. On January 20th, Neo Memories in Orbit echoes onto PS5, PC, Nintendo Switch 1 and 2, Xbox Series X and S, and is available day one on Game Pass Ultimate. Hack and Climb cuts into the PC. Then on January 21st, TR49 uncovers the clues on PC and mobile devices. On January 22nd, Arknights and Field strategizes on PS5, PC, and mobile devices. Hermit and Pig forages exclusively onto the PC. And on January 23rd, Escape from Ever After climbs the corporate ladder on PS5, PC, Nintendo Switch, and Xbox Series X and S. Banquet for Fools adventures onto the PC. And the Epic Games Store is offering one free game this week. Rustler will be available for download from January 22nd to the 29th.
Quest accepted.
All right, so we got a pretty cool first look at the new Lara Croft. Sophie Turner from Game of Thrones is our new Lara, for at least for live action feature films. What did you think? I liked it personally.
I liked it. It looks legit. I think I heard some people saying, "Oh, what's up with the glasses?" I mean, if you remember back in the days, she had the glasses on, so I think it's legit. Now the thing that I would like to see is her performance as Lara Croft. Like that's the part that I want to see. But look wise, I think it's legit. It looks great. Mm-hmm.
Are you expecting anything tone wise or anything like different from the past feature films that we've seen in the franchise?
I hope it's not going to be gimmicky like the older films. I remember Angelina Jolie was very gimmicky, and it was I don't know. I was not a huge fan of them of the movies back in the days, but I think now with gaming content when it comes to like TV series and movies, I feel like now they're taking it more serious when it comes to like creating a movie or a TV series based on the game like before. Before it was just all gimmicky, all comedy. A lot of the studios wasn't taking it seriously at all. So I think it's going to be a lot different, I think.
That's a really good point. And I think now they've seen with like the success of movies like Mario and Minecraft, kind of like the tones to hit and how to do it. And just with the success of those films, I wonder if they're going to like pull a little bit of just ideas tonally, look-wise to like make sure that it's not only a good story, but that it like matches a lot of the source material, I
agree, but I also think that having like TV shows like The Last of Us and now recently Fallout Season 2. Yeah, like look at that type of content and how successful it's been, not only for the gamers, the fans, right, but also the people that don't play video games at all, that they just love the story. So if they could do something like that, I think there's going to be a big hit for them. And now also we're going to get to see Gears of War, I think series from Netflix, God of War, and now this Tomb Raider. I think this is a big thing for the industry, Yeah,
so many movies and TV shows being made in the gaming space. It's kind of crazy and very exciting. And they're doing a good job. And I'm excited for the Street Fighter movie.
Street Fighter movie. Yeah. I'm excited to see it. It looks pretty cool. I love the trailer. The trailer's awesome. And I was actually there at the Game Awards when the whole cast show up on stage promoting it.
Oh my gosh. That must have been fun.
Oh yeah, it was cool. I'm like, what? Everybody's here minus 50 Cent. 50 wasn't there.
Of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
Lots of video game movies. I'm really excited. All right, let's touch on what's happening in the world of gaming a lot right now, and what's being talked about is we've got New World Aeternum that shut down, or is shutting down. It hasn't closed its doors yet, but it's in the process of doing it. Anthem officially closed its doors. What does this signal to you when it comes to seeing these, relatively expensive big games get shut down? Anthem was 7 years old. Total. It sold pretty well. It sold 5 million copies, but it wasn't enough for EA. So, yeah, are you noticing a trend when it comes to AAA titles in these big franchises?
Yeah, I think companies and studios should stop copying other successful games like Destiny and so on, because I think it worked for Bungie, right? The way how they worked in the game and release a big fan base and everything. But not every game is going to be the same like that too. And it's expensive creating games like that. And plus, if there's not a lot of content, people are just going to go away and move on and play something else. Like, you know how hard it is to keep up games like Fortnite, or right now, games like Black Ops 7, Call of Duty. Like, there's always new content coming up every month or so. There's something new, new seasons and so on. I remember one of our co-hosts, one of my co-hosts, Paris Lilly, he went to a community event for Anthem before it came out. And I remember everybody that was there at the event actually gave feedback to EA saying, don't release this. Don't take your time, add more content. What is, how it's going to get people coming back to play the game, and they gave them the feedback and they still released it. They still released the game and look, it wasn't really a successful game, So I think, like I said, companies, I got to stop doing that. I remember back in the days, there was a time where every game had to have multiplayer. This is like in the early 2000s, right? And it didn't work out. A game like BioShock 2, story-wise, the single-player game was amazing. But when it comes to like the multiplayer, like what was the purpose of that? It didn't make any sense, So I think that people got to stop, companies got to stop copying other successful games. That's what it is. Yeah,
coming out with different concepts, different game styles, different worlds. I totally agree with you. And it's interesting that they heard the feedback and still released it. Like, I wonder if they had given it a bit more time, maybe a year or two extra of polish, if it would have just been a bigger game at launch.
You know what? I think they wanted to delay the game, but it's complicated when it comes to like a AAA game like that. One is, the investors not going to be happy. It's a little tricky when it comes to that, and also, is getting too close to release date. There's no way to delay it now, So I remember there was one particular game from EA that one of my co-hosts, another host of mine, Peter Toledo, he went to the event, and it was for Army of Two, I believe. And same thing, a lot of the people that got invited gave feedback to EA, and that game got delayed. But what are the chances of that happening? This is like in the early 2000s. It's not a big thing to see that. It's not common to see that, from companies to delay based on feedback, So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, especially when they've already invested a lot of resources and all that. It feels like, we've already been too much deep. Like, we're deep in this now. We have to release it.
Yeah, I think the biggest mistake, too, is showing a fake trailer of the game. Because I remember being there at the Xbox Game Showcase. I think it was like one of those. Was it E3 2018, 2019? I can't remember what year it was. But I remember being there and everybody like, oh my God, this is going to be a bigger game than Destiny. But when the game came out, totally different than the trailer, So that doesn't help either.
False advertising, it's definitely, gamers will respond negatively to that, regardless of, the company that's doing it. If you're selling something and it's not that at launch, then you're pretty much dead in the water. Hopefully it's lessons that they've learned. I hope EA has learned that going forward. And I think it shows a different future when it comes to perhaps the games that they invest in, and they might just go a little smaller, going forward. All right, let's touch on what you've been playing these days and if there's anything that you can tease that you have coming up in your world.
Ooh, there is a game that's coming out for multiple platforms. I believe it's Xbox and Switch 2. That's coming out. I've been playing that a lot. I can't say what it is because under
darn.
But that's I think it's gonna be, people are gonna like it. People are gonna like it a lot. Also, I've been playing a lot of Black Ops 7 because they added new content recently. It is to celebrate the release of Fallout. So I've been playing that a lot. So I have there's like a special battle pass that's all Fallout themed. So I have like the ghoul. I have like a couple of new characters in there that I use while playing the game. So, and also there's another section where you collect battle caps from Nuka-Cola. Yeah, so once you collect those, you can also unlock new cosmetics stuff in there, also Fallout themed. So I've been playing that a lot.
Amazing.
Yeah. And there's other games that I've been playing for review that they have to wait until further.
It's embargoed.
Stuff. But it's been good. Like one of the things I've been doing is also playing a lot of my games on the go using the Xbox Ally X, especially when we travel to the Caribbean, and I'm traveling here to a lot. So I've been playing that a lot with all those games.
That's good to hear, because I didn't hear, I feel like there was a lack of a splash when it came to the launch of that platform, like the handheld.
Yeah, Xbox. I think, people, it sold a lot. People have been liking it because I have Steam Deck, I have also Switch 2 and the original Switch. I just love gaming on the go because sometimes I just don't have the time here. Or if my daughter is watching TV, I'm like, hey, let me just play some games on the go too, and that helps.
You can multitask.
Yeah. I've been playing a lot also Luminous Arise. I forgot to mention that.
That's a good one.
Oh.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
Guys, support puzzle games because that's something that we need to see in the future, more of that.
I love that. All right, last question. Do you think GTA 6 will get delayed this year?
Man, I was actually on ABC a couple weeks ago. They were like, that was like the first question because everybody wants to know, is GTA is coming out or not? I hope so. I think another delay, people are just getting tired of delays. For me, I'm more of like, make the game as polished as possible. Take your time. But it's been multiple times where it's been delayed. My opinion is don't announce the release date until you're like 100% confident.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I have to say about that.
All right. Perfect. Well, Danny, always such a pleasure having you on the show. Thank you again for coming on and talking about all this interesting stuff happening in the gaming industry. And I hope you have a good rest of your week. Thank you so much.
Thank you for the support and also inviting me back. Hopefully we could do this again in the future.
Anytime. Later.
Bye.
Bye. Danny Peña is founder and host of Gamertag Radio. You can follow him on Twitter @Godfrey.
Flawless victory! Continue!
And that's This Week in Gaming, folks. I'm your host, Naomi Kyle. Thank you so much for tuning in this week and for listening. Also, shout out to my co-writer, Josh Seaman, for helping with the show every week. Don't forget to let me know what you're playing and what you think of these stories by tagging me @Naomi Kyle on social. From all of us here at This Week in Gaming, we wish you a fun-filled week, and we'll see you again, same time, same place. Talk to you later.
This Week in Gaming is an iHeartRadio Canada podcast. Subscribe to this podcast on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts. Download the iHeartRadio app for more podcasts just like these.